Good evening and welcome back to Nervous Chat. Oh my God, it's been way too long. I'm so happy to be back live streaming. I didn't think I would. I even said at times that I wasn't going to come back. And do you know what? I thought I enjoyed live streaming. It got a bit stressful, which is why I stopped. But I enjoyed it and I wanted to bring it back. And I found the perfect reason for bringing it back. So I'm very happy to welcome tonight's guests. As I said, they really are actually the reason why I'm back. And do you know what? I've just forgotten to play this, but I've got to play it because I love this little clip.
Oh my God, we're back again.
There we go. How appropriate is that? We're back again. I had this all lined up and planned, and I just forgot to play it. So some of you may remember that earlier in the year, there was an announcement about new scare coming to the UK, and it very quickly became the UK's most anticipated new scare event. It was going to feature intellectual property mazes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, who I've got to be honest, say I'd never heard of, but I watched it and yeah, okay. It all looked amazing. We had marketing videos and it all looked great. And then preview night happened and it looked so great and it wasn't finished and there was so much potential, but it just wasn't ready. As the days went on, things appeared to get better. Things were being finished and it started to show real promise. And then all of a sudden, bang, out of the blue, came an announcement on social media that it was gone. It was done. It was finished. There was no more Halloween Haunt Fest. And that, we were I was actually due to go back about 2 days after the event was cancelled, which was a real shame because, as I said, I really enjoyed it. But there were highlights for me from Halloween Haunt Fest, and I have to say that one of the highlights for me was the fantastic team that had been put together in order to bring the event, the performing team, if you like. And those are the guys that we've got in tonight. I'm going to start with Phoebe. Now, if any of you went to Halloween Haunt Fest, you will have no idea maybe who Phoebe is. Even if I bring her onto the screen, which I'm going to do in a minute, you won't have a clue who she was. So actually, I'm going to bring Phoebe in.
Hi guys.
Welcome, Phoebe.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Honestly, I feel like one of the positives, I think I said it to you the other day, about what's come out of Halloween Haunt Fest is that I've got to know you and obviously we talk quite a lot about bits and pieces and it's been absolutely fantastic. And I wanted to do this so that people could get to know you guys and just, we could celebrate the good things about Halloween Haunt Fest.
No, for sure. No, definitely agree.
Now, you were partly responsible for the auditioning and recruitment process, which is why I brought you into the stage first, because of your performing background. Am I right?
Yeah. So I run a local performing arts school in St Albans and Kings Langley, and have done for the past 10 years. I trained as a producer and production manager at university. And have been in and out of the scare attraction industry for sort of like the past 10 years from sort of different perspectives. And this year was sort of different because my sister was the street team leader. So she was one of the managers. She got recruited and got a job as the street team leader. And then the Halloween Haunt Fest team asked me to come and run the so there's two sides to the auditions. There is like an aggression workshop and then there's a character workshop, and I was asked to go in and run the character workshop side of the audition, which I did. We did 3 separate audition days, so I went in and did that. So that was sort of the first baptism of fire into Halloween Haunt Fest, if you like, and meeting everyone, and which was amazing. And then subsequently was asked by the Halloween Haunt Fest management team if I would go in and perform. So I performed years ago at the Howl when it first opened 10 years ago. I performed there for the first 3 years. So I inaugurated myself back into performing again. And believe it or not, I was this old crazy woman on the street team.
I'm just gonna. I've got a clip to show people, just in
Oh,
case
God.
they can't make the link. Now,
No.
this
I'm
clip
embarrassed.
cemented Ethel's status in my mind as
Oh,
an
for
idol.
God's sake.
Literally, I came across her, and the first thing she did was this clip, and it was just legendary. So here we go.
Angela, not Triangela, you silly tart. Do you like it?
Love it.
Let me say something. There's more.
Oh, God. The clips that come out, honestly, like still like now, like however many weeks later, the clips that people are sending me, I can't even remember doing half of it.
Honestly, it just, for me, it was just absolutely phenomenal. That, you know, the first thing the first interaction with yourself as Ethel was watching you call a lady a silly tart because she mispronounced tarantula.
Honestly, it's so funny. It's like this weird, like I think we all feel this the same. You go into like a weird trance, like as this character. She's like my alter ego. I don't even remember half the things I was saying until like get sent 10,000 videos after the night of people being like, Phoebe, what were you saying here, or what were you doing here? And I was like, I have no idea, just in the moment.
Unfortunately, one of your fellow street performers who was supposed to be with us tonight has had to pull out because of family bereavement, which is a great shame because I was really looking forward to talking to him too. But I will catch up with him at another time. So that's obviously unfortunate. But so obviously Phoebe was milling around insulting people as Ethel. We also had two other very sinister members of the street performing team. They played brother and sister, twins, and although they didn't say very much, they were very, very disturbing. And that's Becca and Freddie. Now, what an introduction was that, hey guys? You were disturbing and sinister, even though you didn't really say very much.
No.
Yeah. So what made you guys want to join the Howl? I mean, obviously you guys are very young. I'm assuming that you're in college maybe or something like that. But what made you suddenly wake up one morning and go, I want to be a street actor at Halloween Haunt Fest?
Becca, do you want to go first?
Sure. It's going to sound really ridiculous, but I'm going to uni next year, and I honestly just needed to get a job to save up for education. I had been acting on and off for a couple of years anyway, and I just thought it looks really fun, so that's kind of why I gravitated towards it.
I have been acting for a long time, and actually I attended drama school that we sort of like focus on improv acting, and so when I went to the audition, I was like really drawn to like the improv roles, which is why I think I ended up in street, is just because that's where I sort of have the most fun, I think. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, our final guest that I'm about to bring in, I actually knew before Halloween Haunt Fest, and I have this very this lovely memory of crawling through a tunnel behind Sophia at a one-off event last year called the Curse of Bermuda Falls, and we had an absolute laugh. Sophia and her mum were both there, and it was absolutely hilarious. But I'm going to bring Sophia in. Obviously, she was a member of the crew for the Hertfordshire Witch Trials. So let's welcome Sophia. I'm going to play around with this layout because I don't like it. You guys aren't I want you bigger.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Let's see what we can do with this, because I don't like this layout at all. apologise. Custom layout 4. There we go. We can see everybody again now. Maybe I should shrink myself down a little bit. Right, so let's take this off. Is that better? I have turned my echo down on the mic. Somebody commented in the live chat that there was a bit of a reverb echo going on. So it's a new
Yeah, it sounds a
mic.
lot better.
Yeah, it does.
It's very
Yeah.
colourful and glowy, and that sold it for me. It really did. So Sophia, now obviously I know that you love Halloween and from Fright Nights and Person from the Falls and those kind of things. So, but I don't remember you ever mentioning that you wanted to become a scare actor. So I was a little surprised to find out that you were joining the cast at Halloween Haunt Fest. Was that a split moment decision, or was that always planned?
It wasn't always planned. My plan was originally, so me and my best friend Chloe both auditioned for Tully's at the same time. But then, ironically, when I was at Tully's, I saw your Instagram post about Halloween Haunt Fest. And then I went, oh, that sounds like a bit of me, and it's close to home. Let me apply for it. And then we both ended up applying for it. So we went to the audition, had a blast. It was really fun. And then 3 more friends from my college went, hey, I heard you got a job. Can I get one too? So then we sent them off to the other auditions as well. And then they all joined us.
Fantastic. I mean, obviously, street performers, I think, is probably one of the most difficult things to do, because most of what you do is ad lib. There's no scenery, there's no props really, unless you're carrying something. Is it as difficult as it appears?
I think it is.
that over to
I think it's
anybody.
really hard. I think it's hard.
Yeah.
I think if you're personally having a bad night as well, like, I don't know, if like you're bringing stuff to the table, and or even like the weather on the rainy nights. I was fuming when it was raining. I was like, I'm not having none of this. And like I had that big cheetah skin over me. And guys, let me tell you, it was a real cheetah skin. And when he got wet, when Steve got wet, he stank. So I was just like having the worst time, and I didn't have an umbrella or anything. So I ended up going to the Toasty guys and getting a black bin bag and putting it over my head as Ethel.
I remember that.
I think it's bloody hard. I do think it's hard, but also like being able to interact with everyone that's there, and everyone that's like you're the first thing that people are seeing when they come into the park. Like you're setting the tone essentially for everything that's going on. So I think that in itself is quite hard. But also, I have been in a maze before, not this year when I worked at the Hal. I was a swing for a night, and it was I can't swear on here, can I? It was one of the fucking most hardest things I've ever done. Being in a maze and like constantly doing the same scare over and over again, and like, oh yeah. So being inside a maze as well, I think everything's it's just as hard as each other, just in their different ways.
I would agree.
Sorry.
On the fact that we were the location, the Hertfordshire Showground, is just like massive fields, and that wind is not kind.
That wind.
It was genuinely. It was like probably the worst cold I've ever experienced, which says a lot. Like it was just October in England, but it was actually like it was awful. Like it was not fun, but you get through it because it's just such a fun experience. I loved being on street so much.
Oh yeah, going back to what Freddie said about the wind. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Honestly, it got to a point where we, on our break, we were running back to the tent just to sit by the heater for like 30 minutes. We were just taking turns like, having a gossip around the heater because it was that cold. It was such like because it was on a hill. It's just that wind hit you so like it was blistering, honestly.
I remember on the press night, the preview night, they threw us out, the witches, as street for like I think it was for an hour. And I have to say that was the hardest hour of scaring I've ever had in my life. I'm not cut out for street.
I remember that. I remember seeing you roaming on that night, and just. But I'll be honest with you. I couldn't tell that you weren't part of the street team, so it was very convincing. So well done for that ad lib that you had to do, because I mean that's just, it was really good. But the weather and the Hertfordshire Showgrounds are just that wind. It's so open, and it's sort of slightly up a hill. You know, I really felt for you guys, especially on those wet, cold, you know, October Hertfordshire nights. I didn't envy you at all.
Yeah, it was pretty
Freddie,
brutal.
We had to share an umbrella on some nights, and trying to work with an umbrella whilst basically having to link arms because we have to stay connected unless we're chasing people was the most difficult but fun experience.
The umbrella was the hardest bit, to be honest.
It was so aggravating.
Suddenly it's really hard to chase after somebody when you're holding an umbrella. Yeah. It's also not safe to run if the floor is wet.
Exactly.
Yeah, rain nights one is good, but
oh god.
But still fun times. I still enjoyed
it. Was very fun.
Yeah. I still have a video of me stacking it on press night because I got caught underneath my skirt. I got caught underneath my hood, and then I just fully hit the ground whilst impacting people, shock scaring people.
Oh, press night! What a time to be alive.
I questioned my entire life decisions in that moment. Genuinely.
I just questioned that whole night, but that's fine.
You and me both. And the fact that, you know, on that night, Nick was running around trying to convince all of us content creators that it was ready, and you know, and to just bear with them, was you know, just made it. I mean, we had a great night. I'm not going to lie, and I put that in my video. I said it was a great night. There was great potential, but you know,
I think that's it, isn't it? It's the P word. It's the potential word. I think potential for the whole event was absolutely there, but yeah, I think the first night was icky waters, and if I don't know, I've never. Press nights is Green Parks across the UK. Is it normally their opening night? I mean, I know Tully Shocktober isn't it? They do a press night only.
So it tends to vary. What Tully's do, which is very clever, they have opening night, and then which is usually the Friday, and then on the Saturday they have content creator night, which is the night they bring all of us in. So they've already had one night. They've had kind of a bit of a dry run, if you like, with the public, because obviously the public are not quite so vigilant. They don't spot things that are wrong like we do. Fear Avon Valley did the same thing this year. They had press come in on the second night of the event, if I remember correctly. And the Howl don't really do a press event as such.
I don't think they do they?
I
just thought for a first event, having press night for the first night, that's risky.
I think the thing is that because a few different screen parks around the country do their press night on the first night, like Tully's is VIP night. Our VIP night's on the first night, where it's essentially press night plus free drinks, and so it's kind of set a standard, but that standard shouldn't be followed by a first year screen park. With to be fair, with Bermuda Falls, they prefaced us by saying not everything will be ready. That was good because we weren't expecting everything to be ready, and it looked like it was. But with Halloween Hauntfest, I don't think they prefaced anyone really, including us. We thought our maze was going to be ready from the get-go, and I was very excited to scare in that space. But
we call it the mushroom treatment: keep you in the dark and feed you shit, which seems to be the motto.
I feel like it's the motto for the whole thing, Darren. Please write that down. Can I write that down?
You can, absolutely.
Yeah. That's
it's just but on the flip side, I think as well, being devil's advocate, not opening on the first night that you said you would also have potentially been detrimental as well. So it's you're between a rock and a hard place between, do we open with what we've got and try our utmost best, or do we just not open at all? And would have that been any better? I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think they were
also
in a,
as like a 3-week run, although that's like that feels pretty standard, it's still quite short. So I feel like it's almost like there's pressure to have the press night be opening night, because then it's like there's only so many dates left anyway that they want to get the ball rolling, but just not being fully prepared, it really they shot themselves in the foot.
I feel
And
like
also,
press might help us in a lot of ways, because obviously they were quite blunt in their opinions, but it gave us a lot to work with. Like, we was able to
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
springboard off of their critiques and go, okay, so this is where we've kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Let's kind of do better tomorrow. They were blunt, but
Although
it
to be
helped.
fair,
I think there was some bluntness and there was some like just rude.
Oh
Like,
yeah, some of it was just
Yeah.
absolutely
but also
rude.
not just to us, like to actual staff members who were working there. And it's like, guys, come on, like we're all still
Oh, yeah.
human and all still trying to do a job situation.
Mhm.
I
I
remember
don't mind telling
seeing
you.
certain. Sorry, I remember seeing certain comments from someone who basically admitted their only reason they had a bad opinion was because they didn't get VIP treatment, which just made me like chuckle to myself a little bit.
And I can almost 100% guarantee you that I could guess who that was, because they were making a fuss on the night about it.
Oh, you're
Yep.
joking.
They were telling me how bad my maze was whilst I was scaring them.
Oh,
How helpful is
That's
that?
not going to help anyone.
No.
yeah.
No. But that preview night divided the Halloween content creator community. Honestly,
Yeah, I can
there
imagine.
were those of us who came away saying, we've had a really good night. It's obviously not finished, but there are great potential. And you know, and being very positive about it, because you should be positive, but and passing the critique to the right people. And then there was those people, and I mean, I'm not going to name and shame, but I really want to, because they really boiled my blood that night, because they were pathetic. They were like spoilt little children throwing their toys out the pram because they hadn't had red wristbands, you know, which some of us paid for those wristbands. So that's why it wasn't a standard issue to all press. It was your wristband is the basic entry one. If you want the extra VIP one, it's a £10 upcharge, even to press. That was always clear. That was never any hidden away. There was never an expectation that everyone was getting VIP. But oh my God, you know. And then you had, of course, one of the loudest shouters was the person who only spent 2 hours on site and then cleared off. And I'm like,
I think
hold on a
also
minute.
like, yeah, and some people were, and I understand like it wasn't up to expectations. I get it. Like we were in it, and I think we all knew it. And we were just trying to make the best of a not so great situation. But also, it's as a content creator and an influencer, whatever you guys want to call yourselves, you know, so some of them were complaining like, oh, I've traveled 2 hours to come here and do this, but like that's part of your job, right? And your job is to therefore then comment on the event, whether good or bad. And it's like, well, that's up to you whether you want to travel 2-3 hours down the road to come and see an event, and whether, you know, it's not guaranteed it's going to be amazing. So if you want to spend your petrol money, that's fine.
I mean,
Apparently,
with this
one of
industry,
the
with this industry as well, especially the scare industry, especially, it's an art. Keyword art. Art is subjective. Everything is subjective. Your cup of tea might not be my cup of tea. Like the way that I scare in mazes is how I like to be scared, which is like that's different from say the next person. Every single person's opinions on every single thing will be different, so you can't outright call something good or bad. So having people, I don't know. I mean, I understand prejudice against because of how press night went, but also you can't definitively answer a yes or no if something's good or bad in this industry.
And even if
Absolutely,
it is bad,
100%
like
agree.
that's your job to talk
Yeah.
about it being bad.
Yeah.
One of the people who gave a bad review, apparently, I mean, and I said as soon as I saw them, I went, this isn't going to go well. They've already got a really negative looking face on them, and apparently one of the reasons that they were so negative was because they had been stuck in traffic on the way down, and that set the tone for the night. And I just thought, how can you judge an event on the fact that you were stuck in traffic? I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Don't get me wrong, I entirely empathise with the traffic thing because that got me every single night I was driving down to Hertfordshire. But I didn't let that affect my attitude for the whole night at the end of the day. I get the traffic thing, but don't let that, I think, determine how your whole night is going to go, especially when you're reviewing a brand new event. It's a bit silly, really.
For me, it's the lesson that should be learned there is don't invite people down from north. Clearly, because actually most of the bad reviews, I know it's purely coincidental, but most of the bad reviews came from northern-based channels. So, I just want to put that out there.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Let's put that wall across the Midlands. Done with it. Fairground Media were asking what the best or favourite and worst moments of press night were for you guys. I'm intrigued to hear, because I'm sure there's going to be some very varied answers here.
I think I really struggled. Obviously, you're on the street team, right? And you're talking to people, and people ask you genuine questions like, "Oh, when are the mazes going to open?" And I'm there like, "I don't know." And how do I say this in character? I'm like, I don't know. I found that really hard. I was like, how do I say to them, I have no idea when these mazes are going to be open as an old woman.
For us as the twins, we were very much we didn't speak, which personally I think made it a little bit easier because people would ask us questions and then we would just put our background. We were we're just two little clown twins from the early 1900s. We don't know a thing, and we would just stare at them, and it sort of worked. Press night was more to be honest, for me, press night was just, okay, let me get a feel of my character. Oh, this is what it's like to interact with hundreds of people. Okay, interesting. So I had an all right press night, but it was sort of, I was a bit devastated for all of the maze actors. Just I was a bit clueless at the beginning, I didn't really realize, and then I started noticing. I was like, oh, you're right, these people are complaining, they're not getting anywhere. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah.
I think you're right, we were so in it, right? I didn't even realize witches weren't going in until I was on my second break, and I come to the actors tent and I'm like, why are you guys still sat here? I don't understand.
Yeah. We went out quite late as well.
Yeah, we did. We went out really late.
Yeah, but that's just what just happened. It was, that I suppose it's just the whole, not quite being prepared as much as it could have been. But
honestly, for me, the best part of press night was just walking out of those gates for the first time and actually walking onto the street. That was so dramatic. Surreal. It was so dramatic and genuine.
We were holding hands and the gates were slowly opening and there was dramatic music.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was honestly,
and we were oh my god, it's happening. And it was I was entering an arena. It was terrifying.
I felt I was entering an arena. It was it was so
well, you basically were, because let's face it, there were lions waiting to chew you up.
Literally.
And you know what, it was so funny because I had so many people saying to both of us, they was pointing at mazes oh, the maze isn't open, are you going to do anything about it? And I'm
no,
just bear with me because I'm in charge of the entire event.
I can't.
Yeah.
I think press night was a very interesting night for me. I would say my worst part of the night would be falling flat on my butt on the last group, which was caught on video, and I will post that eventually. It's very funny. But no, it wasn't. I think the worst
I really
part
wish we
was the
could see
waiting.
it right now.
Yeah.
Has anyone got the video?
If anybody watching has got the clip of Sophia stabbing on preview night, please let me know. Because she would love that clip as a memento of her time at Halloween Horn Fest.
I do have the clip. I will show it eventually. Just not right now. I need to edit it. But
Screen
so
share,
I think
screen share, screen share, screen share.
I think the worst part of the night had to have been the wait to get into my maze. But I think the best part was when my team leader, Chloe Bubb, very good team leader, eventually went, okay, you know that script that we gave you? Screw that, do what you want. So then I eventually ended up being a very scary person instead of a very confused person. Yeah.
Well, when everyone else was tearing up their script and doing what the hell they liked, including management, I don't see how you could have been expected to stick to yours. So we've got another question here again. Do you think the reviews did as much damage to the event as the bad organisation?
Do you know what? And I will say this. Press night, yeah, it was bad. But every night since that just got better and better, and everyone was really getting into the groove of things. And
I
I
agree.
know there were several like content creators and influencers that came several times and got to witness the first night and then got to witness it. Like I think Ross Explores, like I was chatting to him not so long ago. I think he came literally the last night before it all went tits up, basically. And I think it got better and better as it went along. I think the bad reviews definitely didn't help, but I think we clawed our way back out of those bad reviews. And also people have to remember, like, it's a large scale event. There's so many moving parts and things were bound to go wrong. Like, you know, you hope they wouldn't do. But yeah, I think, I don't know if one outweighed the other reviews or the organisation.
To be honest, we have no proper way of knowing.
Yeah.
No, there is, and I think for me, the problem with reviews is that obviously we would notice things because we do Tullies, we do Fear, and so we notice things that the general public wouldn't. And I think that was something that a lot of people forgot about as well, is that they were too picky and they were really nitpicking about things that the general public would have just been oblivious to. You know, and so I'm also not entirely sure how much influence content creators in the sort of scare scene really have. Whereas the very positive public reviews of the event that were coming through on Facebook posts and things like that, for me, were far more important. That was
and I think like the comparison as well to some of the biggest parks in the UK, like Shocktober and Howl and stuff. I don't know if anyone remembers. I was trying to remember back to when the Howl first opened, and I found like some of the pictures of our costume and stuff, and I was like, this isn't anything special. This isn't like, but every event has to start somewhere, and we know that. And we were being compared to Shocktober and the Howl that have been going for years and years and years and have like now have so much backing and boatloads of money behind it, etc., etc. So, and that's where again the P word comes in. And I think it's about potential. I think there was so much potential for it and so much potential for growth. And
I agree.
So in the run up to the event, I had like a massive freak out because I felt we were being underinformed, which we definitely were. But that's also because our team leaders didn't really have the information either, as far as I know. But because I did Tullies as well, I had like the comparison, so it made it much bigger in my head than it was. But I had the comparison of having all the information on day one straight away ready to go, and being completely ready my first night, to then Halloween Haunt Fest, where in the rehearsals I felt ready after the rehearsals, but the rehearsals were the day before my first night as well, and then my first night went tits up, and it was a little difficult because we weren't being communicated to very well. And I think the communication throughout the entire event is what kind of it all crumbling put it all crumbling down. Like, you can't build a house on top of sand.
I must admit, I saw a bit of a warning red flag when the marketing suddenly changed, and we were being fed, as creators who were promoting the event, we were being fed all these lovely clips to share and to, you know, do whatever we liked. We were given completely blank pages to work with of all this stuff that they had filmed or made or whatever, which was absolutely great. And then all of a sudden, the marketing team went silent. Nobody was answering anybody's questions anymore. You know, Becky had gone very quiet and Nick wasn't talking. And then we were like, is this even going to go ahead now? What the hell's going on here? And then all of a sudden it came back. But when it came back, the marketing had taken a very different route, as far as I could see. It had gone from professional VT, looking good quality clips, to a bit gimmicky, teenager on TikTok-y, kind of, you know, that kind of, I don't know, there was a different feel to the marketing, and I'm not sure that they really knew what their target was anyway. So like yourself, we were also kept very much in the dark. I mean, I was asking questions about the event, and I must have sent, there was one question I asked, and I sent about 8 emails. And still to this day, I have never had the answer to that question.
Darren,
So,
none of us have had answers to our questions or emails,
Yeah,
okay? Don't
listen.
expect
Yeah.
you to suddenly get one, okay? We've all been...
well, I'm very important, you know. I'm VIP,
That's a common thing
so...
for us at all that.
I want to know what the question was.
Yeah, what was the question?
What was the question?
I think the question originally was, are you providing food and drink? It was as simple as that. Because there was a rumor at one point that that's what was going to happen, that there would be, in that sort of event gathering that kind of didn't happen, there would be food and drink provided, you know, like most places, a lot of places do for press nights. And yeah, and all I wanted was a simple yes or no, so I knew whether to bring snacks or not. And I never got an answer.
That's so funny. It's like sneaking snacks into a cinema.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have one question actually. So I ended up going out one night as a guest for my break, to go through one of the mazes with permission. And so I was wearing a hoodie, and they asked me to review it afterwards. The marketing team did. This was ironically on the last night that we ran, and they gave me a free Coke. Were they doing that for you guys as well?
No.
Or no? Okay.
Well, we
Only
didn't
time
go
I
through a
went
maze.
on rehearsal
Oh,
night,
you were
and
on-
I went
We
through
didn't
the
go
text
through a
maze.
maze.
Wicked.
I wanted to go through
What?
the mazes so badly, but we never got the chance.
I know, I never got to go
No.
through one. I got to go through Eden as Ethel, and I was recorded as Ethel. Like, my reaction, Maddie still got it. I'll dig it out and I'll see if we can compile something
Please.
together. That's
Yeah.
that's the most ridiculous thing. Like, I just couldn't. It's one of those times where I just couldn't stop laughing, but I had to stay in character. And yeah, I never got to go through any of them, and I was well going.
The only stuff I've seen from inside the mazes is just like the YouTube reviews,
Yeah.
and then and it's press night, so then they come out at the end and they're like, well,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
When I went through Texas on the rehearsal night, obviously that was before all of the lights were off, none of the electrical was on. It was just like all the lights were on, and I still thought it was
It wasn't on
amazing.
preview,
Like when
was
someone
it?
came up from
Yeah.
behind me, when there was like, oh yeah, the actors won't touch you, and then someone just like comes out from behind me. I quite literally shit myself. It was so scary, and I feel like even though people like really did not like some of the mazes, I was like, this one's amazing. My family came on press night, and I was like, everyone go to Texas. It's bloody amazing. It's so good.
As a first time scare actor, I never thought I would enjoy seeing people so scared. Like, that's not really a personality trait of mine, to enjoy like negative emotions. But it's so fun watching these people who have
it
like
is.
chosen to be here.
It was so
And they come out of the
cathartic.
mazes and they're just absolutely
Yeah.
terrified. And then they see you, one of the little clown twins, and they're like, oh, for God's sake.
Even
Go
just
away.
unsettling people was so funny. Like one night, Freddie and I just
So
picked this
brilliant.
one guy to just like bully, and it got to one point, and he just kept saying how he didn't like children. So he was like, "Great, you're like perfect for this." and we got
Yeah.
we ended up like bowing to him like so he was some sort of like
Oh
god,
yeah,
and he
we chose
absolutely
a
hated it.
we chose a guy that we were like, we're gonna worship you now, and
Hmm.
we
It
would
was
we
so
would just
funny.
keep. The best part of being a street actor for me is returning to people,
Hmm.
because then you sort of build a relationship with your audience, and that's just the
Yeah.
best bit, in my opinion.
That's one
Yeah.
thing we did in Witches a lot is, so from the third night, so my second night I got swung into Texas Chainsaw, but then on the third night I was back in Witches. And so one thing that we did was we made a point of, at the start of the maze, the villagers are quite friendly. Well, not friendly, but less aggressive towards the guest. So we made a point of getting a couple people in the group's names, and then we just spent the entire time bullying them, and it was like my favorite thing ever, because we just picked the two most scared people and just bully them. Yeah.
Just on the note about obviously scare acting and all that kind of thing, I have got a couple of announcements that things that we will reveal towards the end of the show. So please stay tuned, because coming at the end, we're going to talk about a couple of things that are exclusive to tonight. Something that I will be sharing, and also I believe Phoebe's got something that she is going to give us a little bit of information about, a little teaser, a bit of a taster, just to whet the appetite and to keep us watching. I think she just wants engagement on her Instagram personally, but
I cannot believe how many followers, guys, I've got from this whole situation. I'm well impressed.
do you know how long it took me to stalk you out when I trying to find out who Ethel was?
Yeah, because we couldn't say anything about it, right? And then when the run started, I spoke to Maddie, and like she was like, "Yeah, it's fine." And I put up the picture of me holding the wig, and then slowly people started to find out, because people could not believe it, could not actually believe that this is what I looked like, and that was Ethel. And it was really funny just seeing people's reactions, like literally stunned that they couldn't believe that. Yeah.
To be fair, your costume was the most intricate out of everybody's. Besides Benjamin's, yours was the most intricate on street.
Yeah,
in my
but
opinion.
this is one of the things that really gets me and like really frustrates me, is that me and Ben made our own costumes. We did our own costumes. We paid the money for our own costumes because we knew that we wouldn't get. So not only have we lost all of our fucking money from not being fucking paid. By the way, I haven't even been paid for the auditions, okay?
You're
which was
joking.
in September. Let alone the acting work, and I paid for my own costume. And that's not me saying like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm paying for my own costume. No, it's not that. It's about the love for what it is and love for Halloween, and know that like by making my costume better, I will feel better as a performer. And yeah, but yeah, we
and then
did
not
it
making that money
ourselves.
back.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, and like my partner, he's a rural police officer, and he's the one who went and got me all the bugs and all the stuff to put in the jars, and
You're
like
joking.
he got me Steve the cheater. Yeah. So we've all wasted our time.
So that's why the evidence locker's empty at Hertfordshire Police Constabulary's.
It's all gone.
Because Ethel licked all of it.
Ethel licked everything. The
did.
fingers, the teeth.
The fingers, the teeth, exactly.
It just makes you wonder what kind of people we've got living in Hertfordshire, doesn't it?
Well,
I think one of the worst things about this entire situation is how many of us were young people and first-time scarers. More specifically, young people saving for specific things, like what you said about uni as well. I'm in the same boat. Like, it's so mental that they've just like screwed us all over, and this is our first. I feel like they made it the most accessible application system and audition system I've ever seen in the scare industry. But then to have this outcome is like very harrowing.
Also FYI, I'm sorry to like shit on everyone, but they're still not showing as insolvent on Company's House, so Lord knows what they're doing.
Good gracious!
I don't know how they're getting away with that. Honestly, it's like you said, it's really disheartening because I don't even live in Hertfordshire. I travelled like 2 hours every single night to come to work, and I wasn't actively paid for it. Obviously, I've got another job now to kind of solidify uni for me and like make some money back, but that's still 2 hours I travelled every single night, and then 2 hours back. and I'm just never gonna. Obviously, I gained a lot from that experience and a lot of friends and a lot of confidence, but on the money side, I've gained nothing there.
Yeah, and it's just so like obviously me and Becca are still at school. Every single day I had to get up every single day or like
Yeah.
go into school 8 a.m., do a whole day of school, then have like I don't know, an hour, and then I go straight to work. And it was for a reason. Like I of course I love acting, but at the end of the day, you're expecting to be paid for your work.
Yeah.
And I was really excited to be finally like as an actor, so as a young actor, this was my first ever paid acting job, and I was so excited. And I thought, brilliant, I can save this money, and I'll have done that. And then they just
because it's that
really
pride
not
of like
ideal.
earning money for yourself. It's such like a big thing, especially as a young person. It's like, oh wow, I've done this, doing something I love, and I've earned it for myself. That's so amazing, especially when you're working towards a goal. It's so disheartening when it just doesn't happen.
If it makes
I've learned
you
a
feel
lot
better,
though.
I never got my beanie.
Gutted.
I am literally gutted. I was promised on preview night that Nick would post me a beanie because they couldn't find
promises, Darren.
Yeah, he's like, promises
I
are
know. I mean, it sounds like he was promising everybody the world. I only wanted a beanie, and I never got that. I just,
One thing that I did get was my costume from Witches, which I'm using for a show right now. I'm currently wearing it to perform in a musical, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Why not?
I have a hoodie. I love it.
I've got a couple merch pieces.
Yeah.
And I got a different shirt as well. I'm very happy about that.
I bought one of the hoodies on the night because I love them, and they were so cheap actually compared to other scary ones. And then they were giving us free T-shirts and free bags if you were content creators. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, I should have gone as a content creator and then gone to work the next day.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, you'd have probably made more money out of it if I'm not.
Genuinely, yeah.
Accurate.
I've got my Witches skirt, guys.
Yeah. The only thing I got to keep was my neck ruffle because someone stole it for me, and I absolutely love it.
It still smells like a witch maze.
Becca, we've saved some bits. There's some bits that we're yet to go and discover.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hope my costume's still there. I miss it.
Yeah, I'll see when we find it all.
So there you go. See, so stop complaining. You all got something from the event.
Stop complaining. You just
it might not be money, but
you're just milking it now.
I also didn't get a beanie though. So
neither.
I think we're all missing our beanies.
Yeah.
I was trying to convince someone to get me a hoodie, but no one did.
Ross went on that night that you saw him, Phoebe, and he got a beanie that night, and he didn't think.
I'm so surprised.
I saw him wearing it. And I thought,
I'm so surprised because the beanies ran out so quick.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a Leatherface duck. Because they had the Leatherface duck.
They went after like the first week or so, no?
Yeah.
Wow.
Were they done under the event though, or were they done under the IP?
Who knows? I've got a feeling they might have fallen out the back of a van, knowing Nick.
Yeah. In London, and I found the exact Leatherface duck in what's it called? I was at a shop and they had those exact Leatherface ducks in the shops, and I was like, oh, I can get one now. It was really funny.
That's fun. You know what was really cool? Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, which can.
When we met the director of
oh my god,
Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, so cool.
That was cool. We just walked up to him. We just walked up to him, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I directed this," and we were like,
and we both went,
"Okay, well, I can't say anything." But it was so funny.
And you're
proud of this? Bowed to him. I think we bowed to him.
Yeah, we did. He was so sweet though as well. He was so lovely.
I don't know what night he came. It might have been
thinking about.
It was press night, yeah.
Thinking about the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and obviously, it's. Let's be honest, it's a mediocre horror film at best.
It's terrible.
Have you? If you go on to I had to sit through a Fire Stick. It's called Tubi, Tubi, and it carries a load of low budget movies. And I'm, oh my God, there is so many of them. Popeye the Slayer Man, you know, is another great one.
This is
Mouse
questionable.
Hunt, or Mouse Trap, I think it is, about a guy
No,
in
made the
a
Mickey
mouse
Mouse
hat.
one recently.
Yeah, that's on there. I mean, honestly, they're questionable movies. And apparently there is a third, Blood and Honey, coming out. I mean,
Yeah, there is.
who's
Exciting
funding
stuff.
this?
I've heard
I
there's a
watched
Bambi
the
coming
first
out.
one.
Yeah.
I watched the
well,
first
I
one like
think
2 days before we started Hauntfest, and it was an interesting experience. I got the vision. The vision was great. It was there. It was just really interestingly crafted.
I'm
have to be
actually not
honest.
a big fan of horror, which might be weird for a scare actor, but
Neither am I.
I've
was
not seen
Nick.
either of the IPs. Yeah, neither is Nick. The shade is being thrown. But yeah, but which I think is just like, if you're into acting, it's a very rewarding job, I think. Because I'm not necessarily into the whole, like, I don't like being scared. I personally would never go to an event like this because I find it terrifying and it's not something I enjoy. But being on the other end, absolutely brilliant. So it's
Next
definitely
year,
not just
Freddie, I am taking you to the Howl.
oh God.
Right? That's a promise. You're coming to the Howl with me. You've got to experience it on our side of the fence. Honestly, it's brilliant. And the Howl's one of the best ones to do. I've got to be honest. Go on, Sophia, sorry.
Sorry, I went ooh, but then I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay. I've got a question here then. Has the event given you any lasting negatives about working at a new event in the future? Well, that's a very deep question, isn't it? No?
Full
Yes
stop,
and
no.
Wait, who's talking?
I guess.
Yeah, who's talking?
Apparently nobody. It must be like a Hauntfest directors meeting. Nobody's talking.
I think I would say this feels like when I spoke to my family about it, it was sort of like it's the sort of thing that you think won't happen to you and then it does. It just feels like it's such a rare occurrence, and then you're like, oh, that sucks.
Like a movie.
Great. Yeah,
What are the chances, eh?
which makes me feel like surely this can only happen to me once.
Yeah.
That's why, fingers crossed, if I ever do another event where it's sort of our first year, that it doesn't happen. And if it does, then I probably won't again. I'll try
It's
not to.
definitely
But I wouldn't.
caution. Sorry, I thought you were finished talking, my bad.
No, sorry, go for it.
No, I was just saying, it's definitely taught me to proceed with caution when it comes to doing scare acting. Like, I'd so happily do it again because as cold as it was and as tiring as it was, I absolutely adored every second of it. It was one of those things where it was like the positives outweighed the negative, and I think if I was to do this again, it'd just be something that I heavily researched beforehand, going into it, like looking into what the event is like, stuff like that, and then that would be what I'd make my decision based on.
But also,
you know what?
like,
oh, sorry.
It makes me feel like this is such a thing where it's like you need to push and push and push for new events because it did have so much potential, and it's just, I think it's one of the rare occurrences that it's just a big shame.
Interestingly, somebody asked me a very similar question about do I regret backing the event as much as I did? Because I did put quite a lot of backing into it. I was making reels and sharing my own reels that I'd made for the event, as well as their press release stuff. And I said, no, I don't regret it at all because that's my job. And also, I can't see the future. And I will always try to promote new events because that's a good thing. New events are good. Even if they don't work out, they don't work out. But if we don't promote them, they'll never work out. So
exactly,
no, I don't regret it. It's and what is lovely is to hear you know, four of you still being able to talk very positively about, you know, what was quite a harrowing experience in the end. And then obviously, you know, Phoebe, you set it up, and obviously I grabbed it and ran as fast as I could with it for your Halloween party night because, you know, and I was so touched by the number of people that actually donated to that fund. And I think isn't it? Did it finally get to about £1,000 or something? And you asked 300.
It's there at 1,000. I think the tricky bit is now is what to do with that money, which is like up for discussion really, because obviously some of it needs to be paid to the pub because I haven't paid the pub who hosted us for like food and stuff, and they said they'd wait until, obviously, because like with Just Giving pages or GoFundMe pages, it takes, you wait for the page to shut down, which I think is the end of November, and then the money comes out. So I've got to give them a couple of £100, but then there's the rest of this money where it's like there's so many people, like if we divided it up between us all, we'd get like £3 each or something, and Lord knows I'm not going through everyone's bank accounts and sending everyone £3. So I think imagine that would take me like 3 whole days. So I think it's up for discussion what happens with the money, whether it goes to a charity or someone specific, or do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think we've all got to chat about it.
Yeah. And you know, and I think it's something that only you guys can decide. At the end of the day, it was donated for you guys. You know, you got your party, which was the absolute minimum I wanted. And I think I would have started shouting at people if we hadn't got that as quickly as we did. Because, you know, it was so deserved, and all the other events were going to get their end of show parties, you know, because I know Scare Act did a lot of events around the country, and they all look forward to that party at the end. It's the final sort of breathe again, you know, and that was taken away, and you know, and then as I say, you were like, no, it's not going to be taken away from us. I'm going to do something about this, and you did, and you know, and it gained momentum so quickly, which was fantastic. And for me, it showed me that one of the highlights, if you like, of the event was you guys. You know, for all the criticisms of the event, most of which were aimed at management or were aimed at sets or that kind of thing, the love was there for you guys. And that was what I was touched by, if I'm honest. I've silenced you all with that now, haven't I?
Yeah. I just think, no, I think you're right. And I think, look, we all put our heart and souls into it all. I think that there's no doubt about that. 100%. And there's, you know, we are the event. We were the event. Yes. And that's what I kept saying. Like that event, there wouldn't have been an event without us. So I think despite it all, and despite the craziness, like the people that we've met, the friends we've made, you know, money. I keep saying to myself, money comes and goes. Money comes and goes. It makes me feel shit because Christmas is around the corner, but money comes and goes. It's gonna be fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, we'll get a chance to earn money again, but you know, if it didn't happen, we wouldn't have all met each other. We wouldn't have all made like great friends and new connections, and yeah.
I also think I'm more lucky than quite a lot of the people though, because I'm not someone who has to pay rent, you know, like I live at home, and my heart does just go out to all the, like, I know of multiple, like so many actors who were just such lovely people and who I got to know, who I know have really like been left out and just completely screwed over in this scenario. And it's really that I get more upset thinking about them than even myself, even though I earned that money. But you know, it sucks to see people who really really need it, who haven't got it, you know.
Yeah, I agree. And it was so, you know, it was, I know for myself and many of my friends who are creators and influencers and everything, you know, we were all so cut up to hear that, you know, the event went into liquidation. Okay, shit happens, you know. And then we found out that you guys had been stitched up, and that's what we were more bothered about. Oh, and the fact I didn't get my beanie, but you know, we won't dwell on that. Look, when you're balding like I am, beanies are life. Okay. But no, we were genuinely gutted for you guys because we'd all just assumed that you'd been paid weekly, or we didn't know what the setup was because why would we? And then all of a
No,
sudden,
I mean
we
it's
find
quite.
out-
I think that's what's difficult. It's quite normal. Like 30 days after you send your invoice in for our industry, that's normal. It's not anything abnormal. I think what was shocking is that when we were all chatting and we were talking about who was owed money between the managers, the actors, the showground, the tech people, you just think, where has all the money gone?
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
understand where it's gone. If you
Mixed
haven't even
pockets.
paid half the people, right? Like, we know who has been paid, and it's not us. So,
I have a very
Yeah.
random interjection. So the night, it was my second Saturday, that I'd done on the event. It was the busiest day and the worst night scaring I've ever had, but not because the scaring was bad, not because the clientele was bad, just everything kept on piling on top of each other. But then that Monday, I went in for a shift at Tully's. And so I told my manager what had happened, and like, it's just the community on every end. But then the insolvency thing happened on the Tuesday. So literally, still outside Tully's, I got a message from one of my friends telling me everything that had happened, full stop. So I just called my manager and went, "Hey, I'm a little bit fucked. Can I have extra shifts?"
Yeah.
But every single shift I went to, I got a joke from Isaac. I know you're watching, Isaac. I got a joke from Isaac about us going into into liquidation. But it's just interesting to see how, like, an event like this has built such a community. Like, I have some of like my closest friends now from this, and I would have
Yeah.
never met those people without this.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think
Also, I'm gonna
something that
hold.
particularly warms my heart personally was my mum's been quite active on the Facebook side of things when it came to Haunt Fest, and she kept sending me screenshots of people like the medical team or the bar team or just people on Facebook
Shout
just like
out to those guys.
vocalizing their worry for us as actors or just
Yeah.
anyone who works with us, just like trying sending us stuff on Facebook on how to get paid, avenues to look into, just like everyone who was trying to actively support us, even in like the acting side of things. I think like we've all grown such an amazing community from this, despite how it ended. And honestly, I think it's so wonderful to see that despite how bad it all went, we've all gained such lovely friends and such lovely connections that are going to continue for the rest of our lives. It's been so rewarding in that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Phoebe and I talk sort of every few days, and I would never have made that sort of connection. And Becca, you and I talk quite regularly as well through Instagram, and obviously Sophia, I've known you for years. And I'm not sure that we would have had it not been for what's happened, So it is that silver lining, that yes, you're all out of pocket, and that is horrific, especially at the time of year. However, we have to look at positives, I guess. And I mean, it's easy for me to look at. I'm not the one who's been stiffed on wages, So, and it's probably easy for people from the outside to think about that. So, hearing you guys talk about your positives and things you've enjoyed, and and that kind of thing is so good. I'm going to wrap tonight up by sort of asking you about future plans because actors do different things at different times of year, pantos, etc. So I don't know. Let's start with you, Freddie. Have you got any plans? What does the future hold for Freddie?
Well, I'm in my final year of school, so I'm not really doing much in terms of acting and stuff and external stuff, just sort of revising for my exams, but hopefully I'm hoping to continue with my theatre stuff next year and stuff, but I haven't technically got anything planned. But doing this event has really opened my eyes to like it's actually like you can be an actor without necessarily pursuing acting, if you know what I mean. Like it's made me realize that no, like within communities there's so many opportunities and you do really need to go find them. So yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds.
Becca? What's the
I'm
future hold
also
for
in my
Becca?
final year of school, so as of right now, just exams, trying to get into uni. But from this experience, I think just like Freddie said, I can
Yeah.
like you can find that balance between both acting and being in industry, as well as prioritizing education. So I think just seeing what the future holds. I might do a bit of scare acting again next year if the uni town I'm in does any of that.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
possibly it's whatever the future holds for me, really.
Sophia, what are your plans?
So right as of tomorrow, actually, I'm technicianing and performing, ironically, as a villager hunting something down, and also as a bassist as well. And I've got lots of performing and technician-y stuff throughout the year. I'm also in my last year of school, so I'm going to uni in September, but I'm planning on doing a full season at Tully's next year, hopefully.
Good luck.
Now,
Thank you.
I mentioned exclusives, which is why I've left Phoebe till the end. Phoebe, what are your plans for the future?
Don't know what you're talking about, Darren. No,
apart from raiding disused sites.
guys, an opportunity arose. So obviously what had happened on site was pretty detrimental to the showground as well. So obviously I live in St Albans. I had a previous relationship with the guys at the showground because I've worked with them previously, and they need their showground to obviously do other events, and you can't do that with 4 massive marquees with 4 sets still up in them. And because the insolvency company still hasn't been appointed and wasn't appointed, so I'm just throwing that out there, everyone. They're still not insolvent. They're still active on Companies House. Please spread the word. Basically, the showground was sending Nick invoices every day that he was overstaying his welcome, over and above their contract, to say that you owe us more money because your stuff is still here, which they are in their right to do so because the insolvency company was not appointed. Therefore, Nick and the showground apparently made an agreement. The showground bought the sets off of Nick for the grand old prize of £1. So I really love to see that £1 land in Nick's account. Like, I really want to see his face when that happened. So not the marquees and the scaffolding, because they actually belonged to a marquee and scaffolding company, and they were losing thousands of pounds. Like the scaffolding company were losing £4,000 a week. Just for the scaffolding being out there, and obviously the scaffolding couldn't come down because the sets and the marquees were stood on top of them. I have made an agreement with the showground that Eden and Texas Chainsaw Massacre sets are now mine. They have now safely been delivered to a couple of lovely storage units in and around Hertfordshire. So they are sat having a lovely old time there. And Winnie and Witches sadly were open to the elements because the marquee guys came and took the marquees off of them. So all of that stuff was given to lots of like different community groups, people in and around St Albans, Harpenden. They came over and like took some of the wood. Like that wood is worth tens of thousands of pounds of stuff. Like the showground kept some of the bits, etc. So whilst that is sat in storage, there are things that are bubbling underneath the surface, and I can't say too much because we are under an NDA, but we're super excited, and there's things going on and things bubbling, and it's not going to be anywhere near as big as Hauntfest, even if it does go ahead, because it all depends on money, because but I'm an event producer by trade. I've produced some massive events in and around London, TikTok Live, Starbucks, ASOS, Nike. So it's what I do day in, day out. So alongside having my performing arts school. So the two marry together quite well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what's going on for the future.
Silver linings, guys. Silver linings.
Silver linings, I say.
And I
Darren,
also
very
mentioned-
quickly,
Go on.
very quickly before we go, I've
Yeah.
just remembered I do have a video of me falling over on my phone.
Okay.
I can hop off very quickly and send it to you.
Go
Would
on
you
then.
like me to?
I absolutely
Alright.
would. Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Yes,
I'll be
you
back
do
in
that.
2 seconds.
No worries. And so obviously I mentioned about an announcement for me personally. There's something since I've got into scare events that I've been interested in doing, which is basically doing what you guys do. And it's fascinated me. And I may have committed to auditioning for a scare event next year.
Yay!
Hey.
So and funnily enough, Phoebe, it's one that you are acquainted with, shall we say?
What the hell?
The Howl, yes, because the Howl and I have a very close kind of relationship. It was the first non-theme park scare event I ever went to, and obviously it's relatively close to me, and I get on so good. God, what my English is terrible. I get on really well with the managers there and the acting team, and so I said, do you know what? I'm going to do this, and it started off as I'll do one night in return for me being able to film me in the maze. And by the time I'd finished the conversation with my friend at the Howl, it had turned into, actually, I'm going to sign up for the season if I get through the audition, and I will do weekends for you throughout October next year. So I may not be as many press events because I could well be a little bit busy. So that's my
Very
news.
nice.
I am hoping to be a scare actor next year. So yeah, but
Best
I will be
of luck. That's
auditioning.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't expect any favors. I said that I want to be auditioned properly, but I know that there's no way that an event like the Howl is going to do anything other than that, because their quality is based on the level of quality of acting that they have. So you know, so yeah, I'm quite excited about it. I've got to be honest.
Darren, I also have some news that you might like.
Go on.
My mum is hopefully, provided she sticks to what she said, coming to Tully's with me next year for our auditions. So maybe she might be in a little
Yay!
maze or on street.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so we'll be in competition, kind of.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so well, guys, we're going to wrap it up there because obviously we've been chatting for an hour, and I could chat for so much longer. There's so much I wanted to ask you guys, but you know, we could be here all night, and you know, we all need some sleep. But thank you so much for coming in and sharing a little bit of your experience with us and your lives with us, and just giving us a little glimpse into the people that you are behind the makeup, behind the costumes, behind the Steve the cheetah, you know, and you know, I'm sure people absolutely loved it, and whether they're aware of Halloween Horn Fest for positive reasons or because of the negative news, what I wanted to show them was that there were real people behind this thing, and you know, and it's that's what I was trying to get across to people, was by giving Halloween Horn Fest a human face, if you like, and so that people can connect. You know? I like connecting with people, and I'd like to think that that's what people come to my show for. So thank you so much for your time, and good luck with all your ventures. This isn't going to be the end. I will keep in touch with all of you. I promise you, especially Freddie, if you actually answer messages, because you know, you're not the chattiest of people.
I'll try harder. Apologies.
That's it. No, honestly, it's just my little joke. But yes, so thank you very much for coming in. And as I said, I wish you all the best of luck. And this won't be the end. I'm sure our paths are going to cross again in the future. I'm 99% sure that mine and Phoebe's are going to cross a lot more in the future. But you know, but I hope, and Sophia, I'm sure ours will too. But the other two of you, I hope, you know, this is farewell, that it is farewell and not goodbye, because I've absolutely loved talking to you, and you know, experiencing your characters on that night was fantastic. So yeah, thank you for coming in, and don't be a stranger.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.
Thank you
No,
so
you're
much.
welcome.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Darren.
And one last thing, Phoebe, somebody in the chat has been asking for an Ethel ding dong all night.
Yeah, it's my partner, and
It
he's
is. I
pissed me off,
thought
and
it
he's not
was.
even watching it anymore. So, does he deserve
Well,
one?
what
No,
an
he
arse.
doesn't.
No, he doesn't. No. We should never do it for him again, ever. That's awful.
Ding dong.
Yes. Anyway, on that note, before I start a domestic, I'm going to leave. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all very soon, hopefully. Right, how do I take you out? Oh, here we go. Oh, that sounds really bad. Like I'm going to kill you now. Sorry.
See you later.
See you later. So there we go. Well, fantastic. I so enjoyed being back. Oh my God, it's been so good. In fact, I've got to play this again because I enjoyed it so much, and I downloaded this.
Oh my God, we're back again.
And we will be back. This isn't a one-up show. I am back, but we're not going to be weekly like we were before. It's going to be a little bit less regular. I'm currently negotiating. Is that the right word? Maybe. For the next episode. Hopefully, I can get it up and running, and it will be another Halloween-themed show, but with some actors from a different event. So keep a lookout for that. I'm really excited to get these guys in. Pulled a few strings and used a few connections, and hopefully we can make it work, because they're very, very busy people. They actually answer messages less frequently than other people as well. It is quite difficult getting hold of them. But yeah, so keep your eyes open for that. That will be coming soon. And all it remains for me to say is thank you so much for watching. You know, it really has sort of proved to me that you know, I was right to bring the show back, which I'm very happy about. And in true nervous chat fashion, I've just realised that I've never actually uploaded the outro that I made. So now I've got to try and find it. So you're gonna have to put with me chatting for a minute while I find the outro that I made specifically for tonight's event, because it's saved somewhere on my PC. I literally made it this morning, and it's but never actually uploaded it. That was clever, wasn't it? So let's see if I can find it. Otherwise, I can't end the show. We're just going to be here all night, which I'm sure, you know, nobody wants to hear me talking all night long. Got it. Right. Now, hopefully, this will just upload very quickly. Right. And then I can close this down, because, you know, it wouldn't be a nervous chat if there wasn't technical issues. There's always technical issues. Bye, Sarah. Thanks for watching. Bye, Fairground Media. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much for being in tonight. It's really, really appreciated. And I'm going to run this outro in just a second once it's finished uploading. Me and technology, it just doesn't work. We could be here all night. Maybe we will be chatting all night. I don't know. Oh, I think I'm. Oh no! We're here. We're here. We're ready. We're ready to go. We are ready to go. Let's set all this up. Right. Thank you very much for watching. That's the end for me now, and I'll see you in a nervous chat soon. Take care.